Oh, it was stressful. But now, after this experience, I don't think teaching is that bad, actually. I think it's pretty cool, especially with students like this. Oh my God. Sometimes it can be crazy, of course. It's amazing. I love the food. I love the people. I love the weather. Basically, I love Mexico. I love Mexico. People come to Mexico. It's amazing. If you are listening to this podcast and you want to join this program, oh my God, you should definitely do it because there are a lot of different things happening all the time in the school. And if you love events, if you love people, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Meet Emilia, a young teacher who turned a surgery into one of the most unforgettable chapters of her life. Stay tuned to hear how Mexico became her second home and why she's already planning her return. Hi, Emilia. Welcome to this episode. Thank you so much for accepting this.
Well, thank you for inviting me first. Hello, everybody. Hola. I'm Emilia Chavleska. Here in Mexico, they call me Chavez. I don't know why, Emilia Chavez, because it's probably hard to pronounce Chavleska. So yes, now my Mexican surname is Chavez. Hola. I come from Macedonia. Probably people don't know where is it because when I say Macedonia, they say Barcelona. I said like, no, Macedonia. And they're like, we don't know where it is. It's actually one very small country in the southern Europe, north from Greece. People usually know about Greece, so they're like, okay. So north of Greece is Macedonia, one very small country where Alexander the Great or Alejandro Magno is from. I am descendant of Alexander the Great. We don't know, but I have a potential. More, what about me? I turned 26 years old here in Mexico. Actually, it was pretty great. Everything besides my host sister and my real sister, that actually they had the same birthday on the same date. Imagine the coincidence. And they both told me, "Hey, Emilia, now you're old. Until 25, you were like, still okay. Now 26, you're 30. Like you're basically 30." But actually, the whole experience was amazing. We had a big lunch. We ate a lot. Then the next day, we had one amazing experience. We went on hot air balloon. We saw the pyramids in something
Teotihuacan.
Teotihuacan, and we saw them from a hot air balloon. It was pretty cool, actually. A lot of them they were like, I don't want to go. I'm scared. I'm scared. But then we were like, oh, come on, come on. It's gonna be really fun. It was amazing. It was really fun. I loved it. One of the best birthdays ever. It was really fun. Really fun. I don't know. I did a lot of stuff. I spent yes, some time we spent in Toluca, then in Mexico City. We were visiting. We did a lot of stuff. Actually, I had an amazing weekend because it was Friday. Here at the school, everybody were congratulating me, giving me cakes. Oh, it was really sweet. My students as well, my colleagues. Oh my God. Really one of the best birthdays ever in my life. I really loved it. Even though they told me I'm old, most of them. But it was amazing. And teenagers, they have a lot of drama around them. It's ooh. Sometimes you don't know what to say when the student comes to you and they ask you like, "Oh, what had this happened with my love life? What should I do?" And then you need to give advice. But then I'm feeling like, oh my God, what if I say something like that I think, in my opinion, would be good, but then it turned out bad? Oh my God, it's a lot of responsibility.
Exactly.
Ooh. But what I want to say with this experience is that they were not just my students, but now they all told me like, "Oh, you're friends as well. Now you're our friend, not just our teacher." It's amazing to hear that because it's my first time as a teacher, and before coming here, I was really afraid. How's it gonna be? Oh my God, I would need to deal with teenagers, and I was never a teacher before, so oh, it was stressful. But now, after this experience, I don't think teaching is that bad. Actually, I think it's pretty cool, especially with students like this. Oh my God. Sometimes it can be crazy, of course. It can be difficult and they can be a bit. I mean, of course, they're teenagers. They don't want to listen during class or sometimes they're just tired of exams or anything. But most of the time, they were amazing. And I'm gonna really miss them. For real. Oh my God. Now I'm starting to think about it being emotional. I've been participating in a lot of different projects all around the world. But this is seriously one of my favorite experiences. The greatest memory that's gonna remind me every day is my broken wrist. Well, that's gonna be literally remind me every day because I'm gonna have a scar for life. Like my host dad said, I'm gonna have Mexico en mi piel with this titanium hand now that I have. That's gonna be something that I'm not gonna forget until the rest of my life, definitely.
What do you think are you gonna miss the most after this experience in Mexico?
What I'm gonna miss the most, to answer to your question, is the people. I became very good friend, and I actually and family with my host family. I feel them like my real family. So I know I have a family in Mexico as well. I really love them. So yes, we are very close, and I'm gonna miss them. Really, really, I'm gonna miss them. So I'm thinking about visiting them again for the Day of the Dead. Well, not just them, everybody. Also with the students, with some of the students, I got really, really close as a friend, as we said. And some of them I wasn't even their teacher. We were together, I don't know, in Chiapas, for
In
example,
Chiapas,
some
yeah.
of them, or here during some events. Ah, yes. If you are listening to this podcast and you want to join this program, oh my God, you should definitely do it because there are a lot of different things happening all the time in the school. And if you love events, if you love people, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, yes, during all those events, we became really good friends. Some of the students are, even though not my students, just students here in Profeco as well, are amazing. Amazing as people, also teachers.
I wanted to ask you, why did you choose from all the countries around the world? Why Mexico?
It was random, okay? I supposed to be in Aruba now at the moment on one another project, but there was a problem, something with accommodation. So we decided for me, I don't know. They said like, ah, yes, I'm so sorry. Then we need to cancel this, but maybe for the next term, da da da. And then I was like, okay, my plan was to go there. So what I'm gonna do now? And I started looking for another projects at the same period, at the same time. So randomly in a Facebook group, I saw some posts urgently we look a participant to participate in this program in Mexico. And I was like, hmm, Mexico. I never been to Mexico. Okay, let's see what's this about. First, I didn't trust the program. I was like, what is this post? Maybe it's fake. I don't know. Because there was like, it was weird. Okay, I gotta say. But then I saw a lot of videos and I said, okay, this is legit. This is legit. I'm gonna apply. So not that I have something better to do. So I applied and then Professor Chenique took really big risk with me because, well, first one participant canceled. She couldn't. She had some, well, personal reasons that she couldn't actually last minute. She couldn't come to the program, so he needed someone to fulfill the place. But with me, he took a big risk. Why? Because I needed a visa to come to Mexico, and we didn't know if my visa will be approved. So in Macedonia, we don't have Mexican embassy. I needed to go to another country, to Serbia. Then I went there, applied for a visa. Then we didn't know if I'm going to get the visa or no. And we were waiting and waiting. And then I got the visa. And then 4 days after, I came 4 or 5 days, something like that, after I got the visa. It was really, really everything really fast. So I ended up randomly in Mexico. And I don't want to go. It's time almost, but oh, I don't want to go.
We are almost at the end of this interview, but I want to finish with some advices, some recommendations for students, for travelers around the world. What would you say, first of all, to students?
Don't travel without medical insurance. That's what I learned. It's really, really important. My dad always says that, and I was like, yeah, 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 nothing's gonna happen, nothing gonna happen. Then, if you're a bit crazy like me and you go roller skating and you still think that you're young and you know roller skate, like to do tricks with roller skates as you knew when you were young, well, and you don't, okay, and you don't, and you break your wrist, so you end up having a surgery, and it's really important to have health insurance. So please have health insurance. That's really, really important. Now I learned. But besides those stuff, another advice is don't be afraid if you don't speak the language. I didn't speak Spanish, like some basic, but for example, people here in Mexico are so friendly and so helpful. even if you don't speak the language, you'll be fine. And then you learn eventually. Like you're gonna have to speak. So it's okay. It's okay. You learn and then you will say like, I learned something new on this trip. It wasn't just traveling. Don't be scared to travel, just go. But of course, first research, do a research where you go because it can be a scam and it can be really dangerous. I had a friend who had also bad experience. She went into Indonesia, I think, through some agency. And when she went there, she was without food. She was sleeping on the ground. Like maybe it's a part of the experience. I don't know. But she said there were a lot of dangerous bugs that she was really afraid to sleep on the ground, and she had really bad experience.
And for the travelers that don't know about Mexico, maybe, or they want to live this experience like you,
Bring a variety of clothes, different kind of clothes, because it's Mexico, but it depends on the period. When I arrived, it was actually pretty cold, and I was not prepared for that. Now it's super hot. So be ready for everything. Mexico is an amazing country and a lot of things there are a lot of things to see, to do and to eat. Oh my god, now I'm getting hungry even of thinking about it. The food, oh my god. When I tried Mexican food in European restaurants, I was like, yeah, it's okay. It's tortillas, but oh my god, doesn't have any, like, it's not even close. The food here, the Mexican food in Mexico and the Mexican food in Mexican restaurants in Europe. Oh, like, no. The fruits, the vegetables, take the advantage out of this experience. Eat a lot. I'm trying like here now to use the last days like to eat everything I can. Also, a lot of students, they were bringing me food like, oh teacher, try this. This is from my garden, or I don't know what. It's amazing. I love the food. I love the people. I love the weather. Basically, I love Mexico. I love Mexico. People come to Mexico. It's amazing.
thank you, Emilia, for your time. I also wanted to do this because it's a great memory for all of us. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate all the advices that you say to students. Can you say goodbye again, but in Spanish this time? Una despedida en español.
Claro, claro. Gracias por todo y hasta luego.
Thank you so much for listening this episode. As usual, don't forget to subscribe or to leave a comment. If you enjoy using the Airbnb app and you have an interesting story to share with all of us, you are welcome to participate on one of these interviews as a guest or as a host. So that was it. I'm Hugo, the super host of this podcast, and I'll see you soon on the next episode.